before we get to the matters of horse racing, it would be right to wish you first.
Broadcasting live from the backstretch at Saratoga, this is the Handicappers Report. Brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com, the premier online wagering site in New York State. CapitalOTBBet.com. Sign up today. And the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany. Make it to the Clubhouse Racebook.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Handicappers Report on Travers Day 2024. Coming to you live from the backstretch of Saratoga Race Course. Alongside Seth, Merrow, I'm Anthony Mormino, and there's plenty more traffic this morning, of course. It's 8 a.m. If you didn't know that, you're probably not with us right now. But 11:20 will be post time. 14 races today. A tremendous card, and it appears as if Mother Nature agrees, because it is once again a non-fan, the type that goes round and round. Beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning. We're clearly here at a different time because you are backlit in a totally different way because the sun's
in a different place.
A different spot in the sky, so it's hitting the screen a little bit, but that will change as the morning progresses. Let me just hit you here with some notes, because I pulled up the wagering menu, and it's notable because of the pick fours and pick fives. First post time is at 11 a.m. The gates open in about an hour. They open at 9 a.m. Gates B and C, they will be giving away Torpedo Anna posters while supplies last. And according to Kenny McPeak, I talked to him yesterday, there's a supply of hats as well. I don't know how many he said he had 1,000, was expecting a few thousand more, but I would think they would go fast. But the gates B and C, I think for those, check it out. And again, gates open at 9. First post is at 11:20. Number of pick fives. Pick 5 kicks off in race 1, race 3, race 5, race 7, and race 9. So what is that? 5 pick 5s, pick 4s.
All the odd numbers.
In 2, 4, 6, 10, and 11. So keep that in mind as well. And the pick 6 gets off at race 8 today. So plenty of action on the wagering menu.
Now that's perfect that the pick 6 begins where it used to finish. That's beyond great that there's a pick 5 that commences at race 9. The new era. And then I looked like, so how's this? We had 12 yesterday, 14 today. I think we have 11 tomorrow. And then wait, a 6-day race week. Wait, so make sure you have, the bankroll is fully funded, because we're going to fire a lot of bullets here to get out of Dodge. We have 14 races today. We'll get to it quickly. Just a quick note on yesterday. Dylan Davis just continues to march on. Brilliant ride for the good guys at 6-1 early in the card. And then Flavian Pratt on Raging Sea had the race set up the way we kind of thought. I feel badly for Randomized at the start, and I feel very badly for Idiomatic at the finish. Pace makes the race, for some of us who believe such things. For me, I think Idiomatic will be in that group that's headed by Seattle Slew that will probably be just as well known for a defeat as all the wins that were piled up.
That was amazing. I mean, it took all the worst of it with that. And we talked yesterday about it. I tilted slightly towards Idiomatic, but we said it may, the way you were kind of envisioning, they may do, and that's the way it played out. Yes. They duked it out. But given that, and then Raging Sea makes the late run into that pace kind of meltdown, but it wasn't a meltdown for Idiomatic. She kept going and just got caught. Yeah. It was an amazing performance from Idiomatic in defeat.
Yeah. So I got all the best of it. I mean, there's and that's what you needed. Where you're taking on a champ and an outstanding 3-year-old, and for a moment with the stumble at the start, I'm wondering, am I going to get the ding dong 6 furlongs that I got? So and that just took all the starch out of Randomized. I mean, she that's it. So
and once again, it's the other Chad at $14.
Yes, we like that. So we move on. The quick thing that I'll say is encapsulating the 2 days, and I've watched them over and over again. I think I disagree with the stewards twice. I think Paco is, that was egregious in my opinion. I mean, this just, what Frankie did was, as I said yesterday, I think, I'd go in the room and tell the guys, listen, you got half a path to straighten out and choose your lane. And I thought Frankie was within that half a path. I'm not so sure that's what happened yesterday, watching the head on over and over again. But my general thing is I think they got it wrong twice. That's where I come out. Yesterday I thought was pretty bad.
I have to admit I haven't watched it a bunch of times. I watched it kind of like one time when I was up in the press box, so I don't know whether I have an informed opinion.
Seemed to be intent in the heart there.
Well, I'll leave it there. But as I said, I'm going to have to take another look at that one. The one a couple days ago, as I said, I probably would have gone with that. I see your point. A lot of people agreed with that. But man, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, Manny being Manny. I apologize. I've been here for a long. Do we have the DePaul play of the day? Because I know we got to get rolling here with 14 races. You want to give the
first I'm going to give
Charlestown
2 days in a row. Will we have Philly beating the boys? Because yesterday up at Woodbine, Caitlin, her greatness, I guess it's named after Caitlin Clark from one of the things I read. Caitlin, her greatness gets it done at $9 to 1, paid $20 and change. So Philly beats the boys. The horse we had talked about the other day.
2 out of the last 3 years?
Yeah, Moira, right. Who's turned out to be very nice going forward. Also on the card yesterday, Philo Di Ariana at a short price for Mark Cassie in the King Edward.
I would imagine he'd be up there in 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Time is flying. And then down at Charlestown last night, Mystic Lake in the Charlestown Oaks. Mike Smith on board for Saffie Joseph. Got the win up here early in the meet for Saffie. I asked him in the winner's circle, why'd you come to Saratoga? When Saffie calls, I'm coming. And it worked out again yesterday at Charlestown, the Charlestown Oaks. And Saffie Joseph wins the Charlestown Classic, $1 million purse. And Skippy Longstocking got it done last night at Charlestown. So there's some notable results.
I don't think anything changes as much. And obviously, because we're so personally invested, professionally included, as the light switch to the autumn racing.
Yeah.
Because you seem to be surprised when I said you'll be at Woodbine in 3 weeks, which is technically probably still summer, but we immediately go into the autumn. And obviously the calendar, I've talked about it sadfully for years, how there's just not a lot of going on towards the Breeders' Cup because of the way the game has changed. And I noticed there's like a Breeders' Cup podcast. Those remember the Daily Race Form used to have on Friday their Breeders' Cup rankings through the autumn?
Yeah.
It's not really useful now because so little changes. You got to start it now during Saratoga. So let's get to the
let me just sit on the promos
house
first. Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's King of the Hill contest today down at the Clubhouse Racebook. So keep that in mind. If you're not going to make it up here to the track, swing by the Racebook, get a little extra chance with the King of the Hill contest. Bounty bet today is the last pick 5. And again, that last pick 5 today,
race 9.
Kickoff in race 9, correct. So keep that in mind. Play with your Capital OTB bet account. Take your shot at the bounty. $150 pick 3 bankroll tomorrow. Entries are open now on the website. They'll be open until tomorrow about noontime. So put your name on the list to potentially get picked for tomorrow's pick 3 bankroll team. Coming up top of the hour, 9:00, early edition and abbreviated edition because the pregame show here is going to kick off 9:30ish. So we'll go from about 9 to 9:30. I bounced around the track the last couple of days and tried to pick up connections from all the Travers runners. And so we have some tape pieces, just little short, quick hitters, thoughts from connections. We have Ken McPeak, Chad Brown, Javier Castellano, Junior Alvarado, Whit Beckman, Danny Gargan, and Todd Pletcher. So we hit on, as I say, trainer or jockey for all the entrants in the Travers. And then a little bit after that, live with us, ran into him at the track yesterday, said, come over. It's been a couple of years. Ron Nicoletti from Gulfstream Park. Ron's going to stop by, and he'll give some Travers thoughts as well and more. All of that, top of the hour, 9:00, Racing Across America.
All right, the Apollo play of the day.
The race for savings is going on now at DePaula Chevrolet. Pick your Chevy, pick your payment, and DePaula delivers. Or every Chevy, 0 down payment, 0 first payment, 0 security.
So come join the family and think DePaula for all your automotive needs.
Hello, everybody. Kevin Cox, the Brooklyn Cowboy, here with the DePaula play of the day from beautiful Saratoga Race Course on Travers Day, or as we like to call it, King's Bishop Day, because with all due respect to the Chief, the King's Bishop has always been our favorite race throughout the years, more than the Derby, more than the Travers, more than the Breeders' Cup, whatever. We just feel it's a fun, exciting race to watch and handicap year after year, and this year is no exception. So be sure to check out our column today as we put in a link to expanded coverage of Lost in the Fog's victory several years ago, a great and courageous animal. Make sure you check that out. As for our plays of the day this summer, we've been basing our success on a 50 to win, 30 to place, 20 to show wager. And after 11 selections heading into Friday's action, we have 4 wins, 5 placings, and 2 showings, while showing a 35% profit for the bankroll team. Today, due to a cancellation earlier in the meet, we're doubling that bet to make it 100 to win, 60 to place, and 40 to show. We actually cannot believe we're landing on the number 8 Geopolitics in today's opener, as this filly has positively set money ablaze in her quintet of starts while losing ground in the lane each time. But the good news is that she has ascended the buyer scale with each passing start, 64, 76, 80. So right off the bat, who knows where her ceiling is in that regards. Additionally, she draws ideally for today's first start, finally, with blinkers. And we hope that they were experimented with in the mornings, because sometimes we see a horse getting blinkers for the first time that can be even more keen than they were before the blinkers went on. But as Hall of Famer Mott is in charge, we trust that he's doing the right thing here. If you average out her 2 best speed figures, they are simply better than anything anyone in this field has posted, or we feel is capable of posting. And we see Geopolitics as a single here. So once again, our DePaula play of the day for Capital OTB is in the day's opener, race 1, number 8, Geopolitics. Have a fun, safe day at the track. No drinking and driving. No leaving your car and going back to pick it up at 2 in the morning like some kind of knucklehead. It'll be there when you get up the next day. Have a great day, and we'll see you at the track.
The race for savings is going on now at DePaula Chevrolet. Pick your Chevy, pick your payment, and DePaula delivers. Or every Chevy, 0 down payment, 0 first payment, 0 security.
So come join the family and think DePaula for all your automotive needs.
Which is nice. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Travers morning breakfast at the spa, if you will, and it's beautiful. Now, you said 9 o'clock. They don't have the running of the bulls at 7 a.m. anymore for the tables? That's all done?
I guess not. It's 9 o'clock today.
9 o'clock for it? Okay.
Yeah.
Which, as I used to say in the old days, until friends told me, that's a really long day. But she said they used to assign people that, you did the running of the bulls, and then at 9, somebody would show up and you could go back home and rest for 5 hours and come back. They had a really nice system, because I'm like, man, I'm a degenerate horse person, but 7 to 7 is I'm going to need a little pillow and a little.
Find a 15-year-old and give him a 20, and you're probably covered. A 15-year-old non-fan, he'll sit there for a couple hours for $20.
20 going to get it done this day and age?
As I said that, a couple
I
hours
don't
for
think
20.
20's getting it done.
Maybe
These young kids. All right, let's kick it off. 14, 11, 20 in the morning. The opener, State Breds. Aren't they supposed to be tomorrow? Going 7/8.
8, 1, 6, and 5 for me. I'm put Geopolitics on top. Bill Mott runner just looks to have a clear edge in here. Occasionally you get these kind who buyer's edge and just running well. Now, running well, 5 seconds and 5 starts. You're not starting to get. You have the bridesmaid scenario here. Now, these type seem to eventually find the field they can break through with. That may be the case today, but this horse has been a short price in virtually every race in the career. So that's a concern. If you're looking for an alternative, another horse that's had plenty of opportunity and hasn't gotten it done, but has hit the board, calling an audible. But this one comes up back off a little bit of a layoff. It might be intriguing in here. Empire Magic and Paula's Star Sister are both a little more lightly raced and with some upside here. Could be in the mix of things again with a horse on the top who just doesn't have the will to go by in the stretch. We'll learn more about that one today because it does look like Geopolitics has the edge on this bunch. 8, 1, 6, and 5.
I think it was, who is it? Me, Joe Lewis. Remember Chad Brown had the horse I remarked had lost 3 consecutive times at odds on. I believe they were turf races. Now, Geopolitics has lost 3 out of 4 at odds on. And you're absolutely right. I mean, when you're 0 for 5 as the favorite and you run 5 seconds, it's a unique career box so far. But today is the end of the line. Even I'm on board. I mean, the towering over the competition, I don't think there's going to be a camera involved. And maybe that's what Geopolitics needs to be ahead by daylight. Will get brave and score. I went to Paula's Star Sister in the second career start. We need marked improvement, but we're going to get a price there and then Steal the Rhythm, a first-time starter for Mr. Bond. 8-5-4 in the opener.
Race number 2 this afternoon. We are looking at optional claimers, non-winners of one other than 8.5 furlongs on the grass.
And I should say, with the final 13 races, if there's an $80 pick 5, and kudos, I know people call me like the memory person, but I think that's a very good job by Naira to make all the pick 5s the odd number races. They can't make it any easier for you to remember when they are. So I think that's a terrific job. But I have bombs all day, folks. I think this is one of the best cards ever. 3, 5, 6. I'm going with Vesting. Sign me up for 8-1 right now. Chad Brown's runner makes the 4th career start. I like the shortening up from 11 to 8.5. Green light. They add blinkers today for Rudy Brissett coming out of the preview. I like this. The preview Dueling Grounds Derby isn't at the old Dueling Grounds. It's that you don't usually hear that the preview is at another racetrack, but when you're running at Kentucky Downs, it probably needs to be. And then Main Beach, spelled without the E, but Chad Brown's other runner, 3, 5, 6, and I think in start to great betting races.
I almost made Vesting my dark horse play of the day. I also like Vesting. I am questioning.
I think you had plenty of I don't know where you went. We're going to get to it, but you had plenty of opportunities.
8-1 here, though, on Vesting. I think this horse is coming in on a series of improving numbers. Tried the non-winners at 1 last time. Got the experience at the level. Flavian Prada on board for Chad Brown. Vesting on top. Green light also in the second spot for Rudy Brissett. Yeah, comes up from the try at Ellis last time. Was in a stakes race and ran 3rd at Churchill before that, so gets back to the more proper non-winners of 1 other than. And Donegal Momentum for me, interesting. Tom Morley runner, stuck outside. That's the knock. Tries the turf for the first time. That's interesting, but comes out of a try in the Amsterdam last time. So a dirt sprint stake, and now they say, yeah, you know what? Let's try sprinting, or let's try 2 turns on the grass. I think the horse is a little bit intriguing, and it's 7-2. I think this one might float up, except we have a couple of really nice buyer numbers underneath, but they're on the dirt, and the horse is outside. So I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see both of these. Vesting, will that one come down? Donegal Momentum, will that one go up? The 93 and 92 buyers may keep that one around there, but be intriguing. In the second, 3, 5, 9, and 4.
We're going to have a strong discussion tomorrow about buyer speed figures and the price in one of the late races. But on to the third. Maybe if we weren't having 14, this might not be a race that'd be on the card, but I love this race. 11 furlongs on the turf, optional claimers, starter allowance, beefy field in here.
3, 5, 4, and 8. Topic changer on top for me, Mike Maker and Tyler Gaffleone. Comes over after having been on the hurdles, comes back to the flat side of things, and that to me is intriguing. The flat career prior to the hurdles was okay. And we've kind of gotten back to that here. And I think those races kind of match up with this bunch. This horse may have to come forward incrementally, but third start back for the season and with these connections, I'll tilt in the direction of topic changer. Front man, part of the ownership, our friends at America's Pastime Racing, the local ownership group. And this one, nice try at Belmont at Aqueduct, 2 starts back. The Saratoga start was okay last time number-wise. And again, like the top pick, I think fits in here in a race where I could probably point to 3 others and have similar confidence. And then in the third spot, number 4, Addicted to You, comes in off a 4th place finish last time, but took the lead late before fading a little bit. I think that race sets this one up very nicely for this afternoon for Horacio De Paz, 3, 5, 4, and 8.
And I will say that based on the fact set that number 11 is an AE, 10 must be the maximum field size. So that's terrific. 517, I'll just make this quick. What I like about Frontman, he's coming off of shorter races. I like that because I think you're just sharper. And then the fact that getting the distance of ground, but usually it's kind of soft early. It's not a full 11 furlong test, but I like horses extending out because I think they have, the chance to go like 47 and change pretty easily. So if it goes 49, they're going to be forwardly placed and hopefully not going into oxygen debt. But 517 in the full field third.
4th race on this Saturday, Travers Day. Optional claimer, non-winners of 2 other than they'll come out of the chute at a mile.
264 for me. Phil Bauer just, what was it? 2 years ago, he had the Enfuego meet. Then he had a solid meet last year, but he's back to the Enfuego part here. So I have Arrow Smash going out for the 3rd start of the year, throwing out the 7 furlong contest where up on the pate, it's his hit gate bump between, so I'm throwing that out. Can't Hush This, second off the $50,000 claim for the Sharp Barn of Mike Baker, and then Costa Terra 264 in the 4th.
I'm with the 2 yesterday. I ran into Phil yesterday, and I said, man, you're having a great meet. I forget exactly how he worded it, but it was kind of like, tomorrow's another day. So, a trainer, you're never taking anything for granted, certainly. But, yeah, so far, so good. Arrow Smash on top of me, his main client, obviously, Rigney Racing. The last race was a little bit of a dud. There is a trouble line. I looked. The trouble to me was not enough to really get concerned about, but that race just has a look of an aberration. So maybe there was something to it. There was something there. It just didn't seem to have a big effect necessarily because the horse was kind of up into the mix. But it was a fast pace, and again, if that did affect a little bit, that would explain because the race does kind of stand out. I think the horse is better than that. So I will go with Arrow Smash. Costa Terra in the 2nd spot off a nice 2nd place finish last time. This horse has raced 3 times at Saratoga this year. Again, going back to the Belmont at Saratoga meet. And they've all been kind of moving in the positive direction. Could be primed for Linda Rice today. And then in the 3rd spot, Can't Hush This for the aforementioned Mike Maker off a couple of starts in Kentucky. This will be the 2nd start off the claim. I think is going to fit nicely with this bunch. Jace's Road. On the comeback for West Point, Brad Cox had Brad in the other day, and he said, we were shopping around and trying to find a spot to get the horse started again. Comes in from Indiana off a nice bullet workout. So it'll be interesting to see because there was obviously some promise early in the career for that one. I have a 2, 4, 6, and 5.
And one thing I'll say before we get to are you doing the Dark Horse play of the day before this break?
I am.
Okay. One thing I'll say, I think we're going to get a less good price on investing in the 2nd race. But I think we might be in line to get a better price on Arrow Smash
off the latest
in the 2nd race. I think we're going to get a tick up, which I should have said when I was handicapping it. That's what makes it attractive. I think we're going to get better than 4.5 to 1.
Yeah, off the last race.
And you almost need to because you're supposed to get a price off that last race.
All right, Dark Horse play of the day today brought to you by the Dark Horse Mercantile and Impressions of Saratoga in downtown Saratoga. 7th race on this Travers Day. I went with number 10, Sovereignty. Bill Mott trainee, Junior Alvarado will be on board. By Into Mischief this year. 91 first-time starters, 17 winners, 6 seconds, 7 thirds. Solid numbers, obviously, for the sire, as he's had really in recent times as well. But this year it's holding up. There was a full sibling called Jane Gray. Won the career debut, going 7 furlongs in a maiden special, right here at Saratoga, and it was for this very same team, Bill Mott and Godolphin. So again, full sibling with win early potential, potent connections. Bill Mott, not necessarily known to be a first out guy, but he can have them. The numbers are okay there. I thought some of the workouts were notable as well. I think this one could be well met on a day where it's not surprising to have very well met 2-year-old. You know, these big days at racetracks, Kentucky Derby Day and Travers Day and whatnot, the undercard stakes for the 2-year-olds tend to be rather intriguing and produce some runners to watch going forward. We'll see if Sovereignty can be one of those. So dark horse play of the day today, race number 7, horse number 10, Sovereignty, again brought to you by the Dark Horse Mercantile and Impressions of Saratoga, both in downtown Saratoga on Broadway, a couple blocks away from each other on opposite sides of the street. But if you're in town for the Travers or anytime, remainder of the meet or into the fall, they're open later in the evening, and you can stop by and browse, and you'll find something you like, I guarantee. So thanks again to the Dark Horse Mercantile and Impressions of Saratoga for their sponsorship of the Dark Horse Play of the Day.
Take a quick break. When we come back, the start of the third Pick 5.
More than 4 generations, Bruce Cerrone and his family have continued the 102-year tradition of delighting their local following and faithful summer crowd with the finest authentic Italian recipes. Classic Italian dishes made with the freshest ingredients, served in a home-like setting. Some things have changed in the last 102 years, but not Pinnell's commitment to the finest in Italian cuisine. Pinnell's Italian Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922. 284 Jefferson Street, just minutes from the track.
Sometimes it pays to go with the flow, to check your worries at the door, to reconnect with your crew, to follow the thrills and the flavor, to roll with it and see where it takes you, to enjoy every minute to its fullest, and to dance like there's no tomorrow. You can do that here at Rivers Casino and Resort Schenectady, where the good times flow.
It only takes one upset to make history, and now you can be part of Saratoga's long tradition at the Dark Horse Mercantile. The Dark Horse Mercantile offers a carefully curated selection of clothing, gifts, and home decor, from one-of-a-kind vintage racing memorabilia to select brands like Barber and Under Armour, as well as exclusive Dark Horse branded merchandise. So celebrate the Dark Horse in all of us at the Dark Horse Mercantile, downtown Saratoga, where the smart bet is always the Dark Horse.
Welcome back. Race number 5. Optional claimer is 2X, 5.5 on the turf.
I'm going to use both halves of the entry. The one entry 7, 6, and 9. Buzz, and Bring Home the Band. I was going to say I might prefer Bring the Band Home slightly, but they're pretty similar. Bring the Band has the nice number last time, but it was at Gulfstream in March, so there's a little bit of a layoff to overcome. Biz Buzz, though, has a good number last time down at Laurel. So, again, I'm using both of them, and I was going to maybe tilt one way with a preference, but I think they're fairly equal given the scenario. As I say, the nice race for the 1A back in March, and so this is a little bit of a comebacker. So I think they both have maybe a little bit of an edge in here, not much. And again, they're fairly similarly talented. Mischievous Angel in the second spot, relatively lightly raced with only the 4 starts in the career, including 2 wins, the Maiden Breaker, and got through the first level allowance last time. Again, tries second level allowance, and sometimes takes a start or 2 to figure out the next level. This horse already has some nice experience at this level in the most recent start, so should benefit from that. And Running with Scissors in the 3rd spot. Nice try last time on the move up to Saratoga. Wound up getting DQ'd out of a close-up second-place finish. But again, it was a nice effort nonetheless, and off of that has to be paid attention to this afternoon. 1 entry, 7, 6, and 9.
I'm 7, 1A, 4. I just as easily could take the entry for second. This is the part, folks, this so well displays my idea of what I try and do here is I think the 7, Mischievous Angel, and the entry, now there are 2 of them, I think they're shoulder to shoulder in ability. You got 7 to 5 and 9 to 2. And I don't think you're going to get enough help with the entry because I think they're of like quality to get 2 of them. But this is how I play the game. To me, Mischievous Angel is where I'm going. And I think in today's world, Seth, running in the Belmont meet up here to now is almost the perfect type of scheduling to fire another big race. You mentioned bring the band home, which is the part that I picked, comes off the March, which is fine when you run a career best, but I'm 7-1A4.
Sixth race this afternoon. These are 2-year-old maiden specials vying for $100,000, 8.5 furlongs on the turf.
As I said, coming at you, firing big mutuals if we're right. 853 Thunder Roll making the second career start. I cannot tell you how much I love the debut as a function of this race. Debuted going 7/8 on the dirt, an offspring of Hard Spun, who, yes, won the grade 1, then King's Bishop going 7/8, but he's been a very useful turf stallion. And then Bill Mott, after getting early speed, goes right to the turf. Thunder Roll for me. Number 5, what is that? Papino Mento adds blinkers for the second career start. The first start, I think much education going on. I expect marked improvement. We draw a better post position. We're going to receive a big price. Tyler Gaffalione, I'm guessing, would maybe be hustling a little bit to get position. And then Chad Brown sends out a firster, Bolt to Run, 853.
12, 8, 4, and 11. The 12 and the 11 are both on the AEs. So if they don't get in, pull the 7 in. But I put States Rights on top. Cherie DeVoe runner. Nice try last time. Second start of the career. Moved to the turf, stretched out, and just missed. Now, given that there was no buyer number given, at least in my form, this horse may get ignored a little if the horse makes it in and offer a little bit of value off a nice effort. We're looking at 3-1 on the morning line. If the horse gets in, I'll be interested to see what we get, though, without a buyer number for folks to fire on. But again, it was a pretty nice effort. That alone will take some action. I also thought Thunder Roll was very playable. Hard spun with first-time starters. And again, this isn't a first-time starter, but I look at those numbers as indicating win early, and hard spun with first-time starters this year, 56 of them, 7 wins, 5 seconds, 4 thirds. So they can do pretty well on the early side of the career. Bill Mott with the race under the belt now. I also think this one is a player, and then Hands of Time in the third spot for me. The Christophe Clement runner by Liam's Map, who's a good win early sire. Got some nice experience last time, I think, to build on. So also in the mix. The other AE is interesting, Academy by Oscar Performance Korea Motion. But I will note Chanticleer, the 7 horse. There was a sibling, one racing sibling ran second in the only 2 starts of the career. Not this time. Very good with win early types, Todd Fletcher. So 7's intriguing to me. 12, 8, 4, and 11. And again, if the AEs don't get in, look at the 7.
All right, on to the, they don't say it very often, but states' rights, 10th Amendment. On to the 7th. We get them almost every year, right? 2-year-olds, maiden special weights, going 6.
10, 3, 5, and 8. The aforementioned dark horse play today, Sovereignty by Into Mischief, who's a good win early sire. As I mentioned earlier, full sibling Jane Gray won the career debut for this very same team, right up here in a maiden special weight at Saratoga, going 7. So we'll look for this one to maybe live up to the older sibling. Sovereignty on top. Second spot, Tip Top Thomas. Sibling called Gray Attempt. 4th in debut, won the next 3. Attempt to Dream, 2nd, 1st, 8th, 1st. Dua won the career debut. Alice Harper won the second start. So there is plenty of win early. Volatile is a good win early sire. It's Todd Fletcher. Bullet Works. This horse could be very, very intriguing in here. Shot in the Dark in the 3rd spot. Jenna Antonucci. She does okay with maiden second-time starters. And I thought the debut was maybe one to build on. Faded a little bit late, but has the potential to move forward. So 10, 3, 5, and 8.
Boy, I'm 7, 10, 4, and I'm just guessing with these firsters. But boy, Discotheque for Mike Maker, Connect, and under the radar stallion. Solid works. Didn't need the full 12 to get ready. Entered in here today. Tyler Gaffalione, 7, 10, 4.
8th race this afternoon. We are looking at state-bred allowance runners, non-winners of 1. 8.5 furlongs on the grass.
Intriguing race. I suspect the 5 will get a lot of love in this race in the second career start. I'm 2, 8, 5. As I said, firing all day, folks. I think it's one of the best betting cards this side of the Breeders' Cup. Whistler's Honor, I get the good post draw in here. 2 starts on the turf this year. I'm going to throw out the Muddy Effort 2 races back. I think Jorge Abreu has got us in a good spot here. For a second, slap in the face, Anthony Dutro's runner makes the 3rd start. Good effort at the Spa late July. And then Rhetorical for Will Walden making the 2nd career start, number 5, 285.
4, 7, 5, and 8 for me. I'll put Clear Conscience on top. It's Mark Cassie, who again is having that really, really good meet. Moves into the Mark Cassie barn and could be a little bit intriguing today off a couple of starts. Most recently, they're knocking on the door, 2nd place finishes. Miracle Mike going out for Tom Morley. Comes off of a couple of 3rd place finishes. Kind of a similar scenario to my top pick. And in fact, was behind my top pick 2 starts back. So again, as I say, similar scenario coming in a good form. And then Rhetorical in the 3rd spot, the Will Walden runner off a career debut right here at Saratoga that puts this horse right in the thick of things, moving up a condition in the 8th, 4, 7, 5, and 8.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the final pick 5.
Want to get your career in horse racing off to a fast start? Well, the University of Arizona's Racetrack Industry Program is your winning ticket. The Racetrack Industry Program has served as a springboard to some of the industry's most successful individuals, with a proven track record of job placement right out of college. If you want to earn a degree in the exciting horse racing industry, the Racetrack Industry Program can put you in the winner's circle.
A day at the track isn't complete without a night at the Horseshoe. Great food, hot music, and cold drinks. So why go downtown when all the action's just across from the track? The Horseshoe Inn at the corner of Nelson and Gridley.
Capital OTB is now streaming live on Roku. The RTN Racing channel on Roku lets you watch OTB TV live through your Roku device or your Amazon Fire Stick, rather than being limited to computers and mobile devices, which means you can now watch OTB live wherever you are. Simply open Roku, scroll to find the RTN channel, then click on OTB TV. OTB TV on Roku. Try it now.
And welcome back. Race number 9, the Grade 1 Sword Dancer.
2, 4, 1, and 6 for me. Measured time. I was kind of tilting towards Silver Knot, but I had Dave Grenigan Thursday with the regular Daily Racing Forum report, and he said something to the effect of, "I'll give you a 1 today. Measured time, just kind of down the road." He was feeling this one, and the more I looked, the more I thought, you know what, off of that Manhattan win, he might be onto something here. So I tilted slightly that one over Silver Knot. Going to be interesting to see how the Charlie Appleby horses do square off in here, though. But I went with Measured Time. Silver Knot, obviously logical off the win streak coming in. Soldier Rising for Christophe Clement, I think could be a player as well.
I agree.
Comes from off the pace a little bit, and if things do kind of melt down, may have a nice say in the stretch. So 2, 4, 1, and 6.
I think, if Measured Time is that good down the road, I wasn't that afraid of Silver Knot. Soldier Rising ran well in this race last year. I took a big swing here. Grand Sonata, who I think is going to be a double-digit price in here because of both Measured Time and Silver Knot. Interesting with Measured Time, though, as a son of Frankel, obviously the Achilles heel for Frankel was he never tried 12 furlongs, which in Europe is a big, big thing to be, considered one of the greats to never go 12. But I obviously take Dave's word for it. I had Measured Time in second. Just looking for an upset because I thought the race is very well balanced. Yes, Measured Time and Silver Knot might be a little bit ahead, but 6-2-4 for me.
10th race this afternoon, more stakes action. It is the Grade 1 Ballerina. $500,000 up for grabs for the ladies going 7.
Continuing with my idea that it's bombs away city. And I just didn't think to pick bombs all day. I just think these races are so competitive. And I have been wrong about the favorite really this entire year. And I'll probably be wrong today. So 7-3-5 for me, looking for the upset on the outside. I have to improve so much here. I'm on the outside. It's going to be tough for a seed to win here, but the better Roses at 7/8, the 8 Bells at 7/8. The buyer speed figures, though, are completely lacking, but we're going to get the price in that. And then Cherie DeVoe sends out, I have to say, what the pro tem leader of the Philly and Mare Sprint division, right?
You think, yeah.
You know, coming out of the Chicago race, which is at Churchill Downs. That used to be a big sprint for fillies and mares. Runner usually around Labor Day, and then Belmont sends out the 5. But 7-3-5. This is, in my opinion, self-opinion, the biggest reach of the day for me.
3, 5, 7, and 8. Vava, West Point in the ownership. Cherie DeVoe comes in off a couple of nice stakes wins down at Churchill. She's fun and going to be kind of rooting for her on the day to see if she can get a nice win up here. Been working well down at Keeneland. Cherie had a pretty good meet up here so far, and this would add to it certainly. But again, Dave Rennick was in on Thursday, and he pointed out, and I picked up on it, I circled it and whatnot anyway, but he said, and I think he's right on with this observation, not really a Belmont move with Scylla, which makes the horse very intriguing. Ships out to Del Mar, tries the Clement Hirsch at 1 1/16, and comes back 3 weeks later to try the Grade 1 sprint in Saratoga. Again, not really a Belmont move, and that he elects to do it, I think, touts Scylla a little bit perhaps in here. So now I'm interested to see what she does do on this move. And then I had a seed in the 3rd slot. I think this one, again, if the other ones don't get to their top numbers and this one runs very well, I think a seed could be in the mix certainly for Chad Brown.
Yeah.
I have a 3, 5, 7, and 8.
Clement Hirsch, big race out at Del Mar annually. Shortens up, so we'll see. On to the 11th, another Grade 1 going 7/8. The 4 go.
8, 6, 1, and 7. I'm going to put Cagliostro on top for Cherie DeVoe. Gets the outside post position, so gets the strategic look at the rest of the field here. Comes in having won 2 of the last 3, including a stake down at Churchill at 1 mile. So cuts back. The 2 starts before that were 2 turns. So cuts back in here, comes in with some bullet workouts. I think Cagliostro is very intriguing in this bunch. Mulligan is clearly going to take plenty of action off of the 3 wins most recently and the triple-digit buyer in the Nehru last time. And that triple-digit, as I say, is going to take action, and probably justifiably so. It looks like the horse is in raging good form right now. Gun Pilot for Steve Asmussen, triple-digit buyer last time, and beaten is the 2 starts back, and beaten is a favorite last time. Behind Baby Yoda, right here at the Belmont at Saratoga meet. Baby Yoda, the enigma a little bit, does like Saratoga, however. I didn't use Baby Yoda, but coming out of the race 2 back was more intriguing to me, the Gun Pilot. And if we get to that, becomes a threat to the other 2 I've already mentioned. But I have it 8, 6, 1, and 7.
8, 4, 6. I'm expecting to get pace up front, and I'm going to need it. And I think I'm going to get second run with the 8 on top, and I'm going to need it. But hopefully the 4 and the 7 go out zinging it, 22-44, or else I think we're up the creek. But 8, 4, 6.
It's the Allen Jerkins in race number 10. The Allen Jerkins, a Grade 1 event, $500,000, and they will be sprinting 7 furlongs.
The biggest bomb of the day for me, 4-1-6-4, probably not even on the radar for many people, but I think this is a wide open race. I think there are other double digit. Jefferson Street at 12-1, I easily could go to, as you have, and I think that's a very good pick. And so I wanted a big price. I see you have Prince of Monaco in second. It's right there. I just am thinking that I want a mid-pack runner to pick up the pieces. And it's a Liam's map, making the 4th career start. Huge jump for this New York bred. But I think, Seth, there's a chance I'm going to get 35-1. And that's just it. I think it's a terrific betting horse race. I'm not so sure, based on if you go from Grade 1 looks, that this is the best group we've ever had. We have horses who have just broken their maiden. We have a state bred that I picked who still has a 2X condition. But for betting, as good as it gets, 4-1-6.
And you had Bookham Dano in there too, who is a phenomenal sprinter and a great story this year, having made the trip over to Saudi and just missed it Forever Young. So he's going to be interesting. Vitriano, one of the two Brad Cox horses in. I had Brad in the other day. I think he thought they both are intriguing in here. The New York bred kind of taking a stab. And Timberlake, who has shown some ability early in the career, but now cuts back. I didn't use either of the Brad horses, but I think they're both playable. I went 10, 5, 8, and 1. As you mentioned earlier, Jefferson Street for Bill Mott comes off a second in the Amsterdam.
I thought it'd be like 6-1 on the morning line. I was like, isn't he a major player?
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, you think so.
Was beaten by world record, who is also in here, and I have down on the bottom of my mix. I wouldn't be surprised to see that one run very well. But I just thought, as the beaten favorite last time and kind of chasing all the way around, might be a little more interesting in here at the 7, gets the extra half a furlong. I'm going to take a little shot with the Mott runner. Second slot, we'll go with Prince of Monaco. I've always found sprinters coming east from the West Coast are intriguing.
Especially from that barn.
That fits the scenario, obviously, with Prince of Monaco. Came east and tried the Woody Stevens last time and just missed behind Bookham Dano, who, again, very intriguing. That just a heartbreaking defeat in Saudi to the very talented Forever Young. But, boy, that was a nice race by this one. Subsequently came back, won the Woody Stevens, went down to Jersey, won the Jersey Shore. So Bookham Dano interesting in here as well. 10, 5, 8, and 1.
We'll take our final break. When we come back, the Travers and the late Daily Double.
For more than 4 generations, Bruce Cerrone and his family have continued the 102-year tradition of delighting their local following and faithful summer crowd with the finest authentic Italian recipes. Classic Italian dishes made with the freshest ingredients, served in a home-like setting. Some things have changed in the last 102 years, but not Pinnell's commitment to the finest in Italian cuisine. Pinnell's Italian Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922. 284 Jefferson Street, just minutes from the track.
Sometimes it pays to go with the flow, to check your worries at the door, to reconnect with your crew, to follow the thrills and the flavor, to roll with it and see where it takes you, to enjoy every minute to its fullest, and to dance like there's no tomorrow. You can do that here at Rivers Casino and Resort Schenectady, where the good times flow.
The only thing better than watching the races is watching your own racehorse. With nearly 20 years experience in the racing industry, Bonaventure Stables' share-based ownership program enables everyday fans to become part owner of a thoroughbred for far less than you might think, with all the ownership perks at Saratoga, Belmont, Aqueduct, and other great tracks. Experience the thrill and lifestyle of owning your own thoroughbred racehorse. Learn more at bonaventurestables.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Approximately 6:10 in the afternoon. They don't put it in anymore, but I'm guessing 155th, 153rd running of the DraftKings Travers Stakes, 1.25 miles on dirt. I think we could say they're all here +1.
Yeah.
Torpedo Anna obviously has picked up the Sportsmanship of the Year award, and they've all gotten here. And what I thought would be interesting is how the wagering plays out.
I've said that pretty much all week long when I've talked to people. I said I'm very intrigued to see what the odds are as they go in the gate and who winds up being the favorite in here. I have it 1, 7, 8, and 2.
What?
I'm taking a pop with the filly. It wasn't too long ago. You go back a couple of months, I think a lot of people were saying she might be the best 3-year-old overall. Now, I think this summer has sorted the 3-year-olds out a little more. Certainly, Fierceness looked great in the Jim Dandy. Dornock has put 2 together, the Belmont and the Haskell, that I think has helped define them a little bit as being maybe obstacles to overcome for Torpedo Anna. People have said to me over the last day when I said I'm going with the filly, aren't the numbers light? the numbers probably are a little bit light as to what may be needed this afternoon. But I don't know whether we know she's gotten to her top number. She's run what she's run and won. I think if you look at that Coaching Club American Oaks, she ran it in a style that is going to play out very well today. I think there is going to be a lot of speed. But in that Coaching Club American Oaks, if you go back and watch, she had the little hesitation at the start. Brian Hernandez, who, congratulations, yesterday he won the Mike Venezia Award. A nice little ceremony in the winner's circle. Brian, we got him in earlier. Nice guy. But he kind of moved up early, and then I don't want to get in some kind of duel, pulled back. If you watch on the backstretch, sitting a little more than a length back all the way down the backstretch, and then makes the move. That might be a winning move this afternoon in this field with the early speed that is on tap here. So I'm going to look for Torpedo Anna to make hit a little history here in the Travers. I'll put her on top. And again, top of the hour, you'll see I take some interviews with the Travers connections and have some discussion with Kenny McPeak. Obviously, he's high on the horse. But the workout, if you've watched McPeak's Twitter feed, the workouts over the past couple of weeks have been notable. So we'll go with that one. Dornoch, I'll talk to Danny Gargan as well. Had a fun conversation with Danny. Belmont, Haskell, at this point with those two races and then having one earlier this year as well, the Fountain of Youth. He's the leader of the division at this point, and I think deservedly so. And if you watched his races, he's a fighter. And so if there's a fight in the stretch, it may play out very well for him because he's proven to like to look horses in the eye and not let them go by. Fierceness off the Jim Dandy. Talked to Todd Pletcher, and I said, he has that good, bad record. I'm sure you're not buying into that. And he said, yeah, if you look back, the Holy Bull, there was an excuse. The Kentucky Derby was a funny race. Otherwise has looked very good. And when he looks very good, he looks very good. Sierra Leone is going to take a lot of action. I debated on him. The last three finishes, a couple of seconds and a third. But he's and he has, with the record, he has over $2 million in the bank. Fun race in here. I went 1, 7, 8, and 2.
I love this race from a handicap. My one thought, Seth, for you, I think, and I'm hoping by my picks, your three injure each other in their running style.
I think she may do the Coaching Club American Oaks, though, and just sit back. That's what I'm hoping.
From the one hole, I'm hoping she goes, and I'm hoping the 7 and the 8. I'm hoping that the three of them, Seth's trifecta, is out there going like 46-4. And just, because with Torpedo Anna, the problem from in there is it's hard to exactly pick the spot you want. Everybody's going to be coming over on you. My thought would be I'm extricating myself from the problems, but I need the 1, the 7, and the 8 to really do some hitting up there. Quite honestly, for the first 8 furlongs. I mean, I need heavy hitting in here. Sierra Leone might not receive a better race setup that he's going to get today. Anna Marie, my third place horse, I think that's the high water mark for him. He was my pick in the Kentucky Derby, but I took a bomb that I'm going to get better than 15-1 coming out of the Curlin. Second starts since the middle of May, an offspring of Curlin. I've talked about these Curlins, their record in these 10 furlong dirt races in America. Suge is about as good as getting a horse ready. Now, this is my opinion. Corporate Power is going to be as good today as he's going to be. And he's run a 97 buyer in the Curlin. I think a 101, 102 gets it done here. I think Mr. McGahee gets it done. If I get the pace to run at, it's going to be a wild race, one of the best Travers when you look at it on how it's going to unfold. The filly's in here. She's already won a championship. She's going for more. To me, I have everybody live in here. Everyone. I mean, Batten Down would be my 8th pick in here, but I have the co-longest shot in my mix and the second longest shot. Technically the third longest shot on top. I need Seth's trifecta to do all the heavy lifting, and then for me to just pick up the pieces. It's a perfect setup for Sierra Leone. I mean, but I want the better price. And as I said, I think this is going to be the day. We'll see if it's good enough. The price will be good enough. 426 for me.
I will say side story on your pick, Javier
Yes.
Castellano. When I talk to him, we'll show that a little bit later on as well. He is currently the leader as far as wins in the Travers. He has 7 wins in the Travers, and Shug is 1 behind the record. So if he wins today, that would tie him for the record number.
And one thing I've said about Javier, as he has done, and he had that magnificent year, unlike the compiling of wins because the meet's longer now, they still only run their Travers once a year.
Yeah.
So those are legitimate statistical staples to be. I mean, having the most career wins up here is not because Angel didn't get that many chances, etc. But it's been remarkable.
Yeah.
And he did all in about 25 years.
Yeah.
Basically won it every 3.5 years. And he won with Bernardini on the day after young Anthony was born.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible record, including last year on Arkansas.
Yes.
14th and final race today, go off about 6:45. Maiden claimers going the 1.5 turn mile.
So early, I was on Geopolitics. It was 4 to 5 of the morning line. And late, I'm at 7 to 2. Everything in between, miles away. 8, 6, 10. Treaty obligation for Chad Brown, dropping in for a tag for the first time. 3rd start of the year. Good regression. I expect good. Flavian down the road. 6 Kings. Lower, dropped in for a tag last time in the first start, lower tag. Now they take blinkers off, and for 3rd, Deputy Mischief, first time in for a tag, first time Linda Rice, first time blinkers, 3rd career start, 8, 6, 10.
I originally had your pick on top. You can see the modified 2 here. It used to be a 1, but the more I looked at, the more I liked Storm Ready, and also coming out of the chute, I maybe preferred the 2 holes. So I went with Storm Ready. Similar scenarios in that maiden special weight to maiden claiming. Storm Ready, Todd Pletcher, Treaty Obligation, Chad Brown. So I think they're both intriguing in here. Holton in the 3rd spot. Nice race on turf, 2 back against maiden specials. Dropped in for a tag last time on the dirt. I thought ran okay. Could be very interesting this afternoon. 2, 8, 4, and 9.
And I think Kim stopped in before darkness. Seth will open the note later today, but we want to thank her. Very thoughtful on Travers Day, folks. It doesn't get any better than this. The weather, the card. If you have the stamina for the 14 races, just fire away. It's as good as it gets. And have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. I know a lot of people have reunions today. You have any business or just?
Well, I'll just touch it one more time. Coming up, ran around the last couple of days, got connections for all the Travers horses. Kenny McPeak, Chad Brown, Javier Castellano, Junior Alvarado, Whit Beckman, Danny Gargan, Todd Pletcher. We'll have some tape pieces with them. And then a little bit later on, our friend Ron Nicoletti in town.
All right,
so we'll be joined by Ron as well in just a couple of minutes.
Have a great Travers Day. We'll see you in 24 hours.
This has been the Handicappers Report, brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com, the premier online wagering site in New York State. CapitalOTBBet.com. Sign up today. And the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany. Make it to the Clubhouse Racebook.